into Prop 5. No. Am I anymore? Welcome to Prop 5 on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick and at 5 Reasons Sports. We got our guy Cesar. You can follow him at Big Picks Energy. Use the code 5 to sign up for Big Picks Energy and get all of his favorite plays with many different platforms. Today we're going to talk about PrizePicks. Use the code 5. You get $50 to play right away. All you got to do is put down 5. You play 10. We recommend that, but then you're going to get your $50 and you can play that on anything. It is legal in the state of Florida. You can play the various sports together. You can play up to 6 players together, so very little limitation on any of that. Today we're just going to talk about the Saturday divisional round games in the NFL. Saturday divisional round game. I'll get to some Jimmy Butler stuff later today when we find out if he's playing. But 2 different games to talk about here. We got Houston, Kansas City, and we've got Washington and Detroit. So let's start with that Houston, Kansas City. What do you like there?
Houston, Kansas City. So I am going to go with Dan Orlovsky said this recently, and I agree with it. He said that this is the last year for Travis Kelce to produce at a high level. I'm not saying he's going to retire, but I think this is the last year for him to produce at a high level. Right now, the line on PrizePicks is 5.5 receptions. We know the receivers have not been good in Kansas City. I'm taking Travis Kelce over 5.5 receptions for this football game.
Seems pretty fair. Older players also benefit from rest. He's had a lot of rest. They have not used him in a while, and you can see there he's been over that number in 4 of the last 5. All right, Detroit. What do you see there?
Just Detroit, or are we doing Detroit and Washington?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let's go to Houston. My bad. The other side of this play. Anything you see on the Texans side?
On the Texans side. All right, on the Texans side, I like, again, the passing attempts for CJ Stroud. Let me confirm the number here. We hit that on our last Props 5, and it hit easily. Let's take a look. Pass attempts 35. So it's bumped by half a point, but I think he's gonna be passing in this game. He's gonna try to go toe to toe with Mahomes. I can tell you right now that he's hit the over only once in his last 10, but I think this is
I was gonna say you're going counter on this one. This is
but check this out.
Respect.
But check this out. Kansas City is bottom 10th in the NFL with allowing pass attempts.
Okay. Well, that's
right.
because teams are trailing pretty much, right? And I mean, although they haven't blown teams out this year.
Check this out. Kansas City, number 1 in stopping the run, rush yards allowed. So I'm going counter, but I think I'm taking the overs on CJ Stroud.
All right, so the over on CJ Stroud. Let's pivot to the other game here. Again, we appreciate David for producing today. You can find him at David W. Eversole as well. He'll join me on some shows over the weekend. Let's take a look at Detroit and Washington. I can just tell you that I'm playing Gibbs over on rushing and receiving in this one. More reliant on him as time goes on. They're in friendly environs in Detroit. I feel like they're gonna want to run the ball a little bit more in this game. Keep Daniels off the field as much as they can. You can see over on the number 4 of the last 5. I'm gonna play Gibbs over. What do you see on the Detroit side?
On the Detroit side. All right, you caught me off guard because I was ready to give you. I'm so pumped for my Washington side.
No, go with Washington then. We'll take it. Give me the Commanders pick.
This prop right here, Ethan. This is the prop to end all props. Jaden Daniels over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Okay.
All right. He's hit out of the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. He's hit 6 out of the last 7 games. All right. A lot is being made about Aaron Glenn as a defensive coordinator. When it comes to passing defense, they're not in the top half of the league. All right. Jaden Daniels over 1.5 passing touchdowns. And the most beautiful part about it all, I'm looking at it right now. It's a demon on price.
It's a demon, so you get more. You get more of a payout on that one. I guess people are counting on him to shrivel a little bit in this kind of playoff circumstance. But you're right. This is not a normal. Detroit is not a normal team in that regard. They do give up yards. I actually think that this game is going to be fairly high scoring. So I kind of like the Daniels plays in a whole lot of other ways. All right, before we go, and again, I'm going to get to some Jimmy props later today. Again, if he plays for the Heat tonight. Anything else you like on any of these games? Any other play that just jumps out to you?
I want to piggyback off your Gibbs, and the one I was looking at for Detroit is longest reception.
Mm-hmm.
It's 9.5. A little quick bubble screen.
Yeah.
And I like to look at those props, but on the Detroit side, I mean, take the offense. These are two offenses that haven't punted in they barely punt. I mean, I think Detroit had the least punts in the whole NFL this year. So anything offense on Detroit, I'm kind of with it.
All right, so 9.5 over on the receptions. I like receiving yards, or biggest reception.
Longest reception, yes.
Longest reception. I'm sorry, I got it right on the fourth try. And again, I like Gibbs over on the rushing and receiving. A little more straightforward. You like Jaden Daniels over on 1.5 touchdowns. You get a little bit more for that one as well. And we talk about Stroud over on the passing attempts. And on the Chiefs side, remind me, Kelsey over.
Kelsey over 5.5 receptions. This is last hurrah. Go out with a bang.
Go out with a bang, and we'll see. Obviously, if Taylor Swift is going to be there, because I'm sure they'll let us know that. All right, Cesar,
they'll let us know if she's there.
No, I'm sure. David, we appreciate you producing. I'll be back with more content later today.